Oh, fuck. Oh, all right. Hey, what's up, guys? All right, Kill Flow's Crazy Channel. We're going to be talking about DLCs. We're going to be talking about add-ons. We're going to talk about new games, Elder Scrolls, Battlefield, new things coming out. It's going to be intense. Oh my god! All right. Anyways, calm down. Shut the fuck up. All right, here we go. Gaming news. So far, we got Dead Island 2 coming out. Deep Silver is pretty much like, you know, burying themselves. They came out with a Dead Island game, which was a apocalyptic zombie survival game. At least that's what they were trying to get out of it. Unfortunately, they didn't succeed quite as well as they wanted to. Dead Island was a pretty good game. You can pick, you know, I think out of one character out of 4, there was a girl that specialized in guns. There was a person that specialized in a sword. Melee weapons, and then explosives, or throwing knives. Sorry, throwing knives. It was a good game. I played it a lot. I beat it. I played with a couple friends. My roommate and me. We spent at least a good, you know, $60 worth of that gameplay. You know, it was a good game. Unfortunately, we do have a lot of issues with that game. For one thing, it wasn't really. It was probably the world's smallest MMORPG. I wouldn't even call it an MMORPG. I would call it just an RPG. You know, actually more or less just an action RPG. Really, it was a good game, but they could have done a lot better. They rushed in development, just like a lot of games came out that year that already did. Unfortunately, for those games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, they have fans to back them up. Deep Silver didn't really have very much coming out around that time, so I'm sorry. And then they came out with Escape from Dead Island, which was okay. Introduced a new character, jack of all trades kind of guy. You know, I don't know. Oh, I didn't. I played it like just like the first one. I got my money's worth. I had a lot of bitches about that game too. For one, it was just like the original. There wasn't really much of exploring. It gave us the illusion of where we could go, where our characters can go. But then when it came down to it, only the cinematic version of us was able to explore that area, and not us. So it was kind of lame in a sense of I could just play Left 4 Dead and pretty much get the same experience. That sucks when you can say that. When I can go to a different game that's already got fans playing it, much more fans playing it, and I can enjoy myself better from that concept alone. That sucked. I'm sorry, Dead Island, but you guys are going to have to pull something out of your ass for Dead Island 2. Because Dying Light, I haven't really dwelled into it too much, but the reviews are ridiculous. Alright, for one, the storyline is fantastic. Oh my god, and the graphics, I can go on and on about all those aspects of that video game. Dead Island 2 actually pushed back. They were just like, well, even though we have 8 players in this video game that you can choose from, you know, we still want to develop a little bit more. I think they were scared. I mean, there's a lot of intimidation going on. A lot of zombie apocalypse games, a lot of zombie movies and shows coming out that have given us a bigger and much more wider world now in the zombie community. So I mean, yeah, you gotta step one up, Dead Island. I'm sorry. The trailer. If you guys haven't checked out the Dead Island 2 trailer, it is hilarious. It's funny. It's cool. Again, it doesn't push me towards the game. It still doesn't. I'm sorry. It's amusing. Good job, guys, for amusing me. Unfortunately, you guys are going to have to do a lot better to producing a video game. So I guess that's why they're pushing it back to 2016 instead of summer of 2015. So now we're going to be expecting probably around the end of 2016. There's been rumors going around with, I think, what was it, September of 2016. So we have a lot of issues with that. You know, a lot of people are bitching about that, going, what the hell? But at the same time, I think they were intimidated by Dying Light. If you guys haven't checked that game out, you guys need to check out Dying Light. Give it a chance. It is a pretty cool game. It has a different view on the zombie apocalypse and a different view on how you play and survive the zombie apocalypse. I really, really, really enjoy that. I mean, it's pretty cool. Also, Deep Silver, not to keep bashing them, Deep Silver has produced a really beautiful game. Dead Island and Escape of Dead Island. Even though the storyline is kind of short, the MMO itself is kind of short, the leveling is the most expansive part of the game. Even the customization of weapons is limited, which really pissed me off. The recipes were kind of like generic, so to speak, electric, fire, acid, or or sharpened, spiked. It's kind of basic. I want a little. Left 4 Dead gave us a little bit more of a wider variety of weapons we can customize. So Deep Silver has definitely gave us some parts of those aspects. All right, but it didn't give us a lot. So Deep Silver, I really like your ideas, and I really hope you expand on them. All right. Another thing, co-op. You can, just like any other games, Dead Island 2 is going to bring you jump in, jump out. It's going to give you a lot more co-op and a lot more of if you don't want to play with people and you just want to play by yourself, that's fine. But while you're in the middle of a mission and it's really a hard mission and you just can't beat it, hey, guess what? Pause. Online, boom, invite people in your lobby so that they can help you out with that particular mission. That's a pretty cool way of putting in multiplayer, I think. Honestly, for consoles, that's a really good way. And Dead Island gives us that wonderful feature. It's awesome. Fucking A. Alright. Apparently, senior programmer Isaac Ashdown said based on the trailer of this game, basically, we're going to be expecting a smoother gameplay. Okay, let's break that sentence down. Based on a cinematic trailer, a programmer is saying based on the cinematic trailer, you're going to see that kind of smoothness in the video game. I don't care! We cared about the storyline. The smoothness, yeah, that matters. That's a big deal. But unfortunately, if it's taking you this long just for that particular reason, I'm sorry, that's not a good excuse for us. We have video games that we can just turn over. We don't need to keep waiting for Dead Island 2 when we got Dying Light presenting so much more smoothness that any other Dead Island game has ever given us. Please, Dead Island, stop concentrating on something that's so stupid like that. We are fans, and a lot of us are dedicated fans and spent a lot of money on you guys so far. Speaking of money, a particular person, Joe Clark, the writer of The Boar, said that because of this pushback, the programmers and the people that make, Dead Island 2 are going to make more money so that they can fix more bugs. Oh, man. Well, let's break that sentence down. Okay, for one thing, you're giving us another excuse on why you're pushing it back. So now it's not the smoothness. You're not trying to smooth out the game, really. You're just trying to, smooth out the bugs in it? So now there's going to be bugs. There's going to be a lot of stuff on there. That's not a big enough excuse to hold a game for another year. That's why beta testing is around. That's why programmers have all the time in the world, apparently, to keep, reprogramming the games. I'm sorry, but that's not a good excuse for me. You need to give us better and stop stalling. Dead Island 2 is going to, so far from what I understand, is going to be just like Dead Island 1. And if that's the case, we need to move on to Dying Light. Deep Silver, please produce this game the right way. And I guess holding it back is your way of saying that, but you just need to come out and say it. We're not prepared, and that's okay. A lot of gamers can handle that truth, Those that don't know, Dead Island 2 is going to be set in California. The sunny set, not on an island, not on an abandoned place where they have to find an escape. This is going to be on the earlier, obviously this is going to give us an earlier stage. When we played Dead Island 1, we got to play in the hotel the day after the zombie apocalypse, happened. So we get to see just a couple hours after the math. So this case, it's going to happen, we're going to be set into the world where it's actually happening right then and there. We get to experience a lot more than that, too, within the California range, as well as the area, Hollywood, and all that stuff, Los Angeles. Let's see what it brings us. Vehicles, Also, the government. There's going to be a U.S. government involved with this. I mean, I think the first one had just a little bit of the U.S. government. It had more or less just their government, which was just a teepee and a guy holding the baton, pretty much. That was their security. But they are going to give us a little bit more. Obviously, including more zombies, more weapons, more customization. Things I just got done bitching about, they're going to try to give us a lot more of. Vehicles. I kind of want to know about vehicles. I haven't really read up on too many about what Dead Island 2 is going to give us as far as vehicles. I'm really, really concerned about that because in the first one, there was pretty cool vehicles. There was even boats. The second one, there was boats and some cars, you know, but boats. I want to know more about vehicles. I want to see if there's going to be, you know, pretty cool, a little bit more variety of vehicles. I doubt it, but one can hope, right? All right, moving on to the next game. Fallout 4 is kind of about to come out. Yes, finally! Battlefield is going to be one of those, you know, games that's going to be really cool. So that we can expect a lot out of Battlefield. So with this new Star Wars Battlefront coming out, everyone's kind of sidetracked with the Star Wars Battlefield, blah blah blah. No one really kind of got back on the question of Fallout 4. Fallout 4, come on guys, it's about to come out December 31st of this year, 2015. Battlefield, what? Fallout, yeah. Fallout 4 is going to be set, I'm guessing, just probably the same area as Dead Island 2, California. I would hope so, Los Angeles and all that stuff. All we do know is that it's going to be Vault 111, and it's going to show the same premise as the first one, as the third one. I keep saying the first one because that's probably a lot of the people's first Fallout games they played. But that's actually considered the third game. And the third Fallout game was really cool, really expansive, kind of mysterious on the stormtrooper-looking people they were at. So it should show a little bit more of that mystery in Fallout 4. I can't wait. GameStop and Amazon are the ones that said December 31st, 2015. Now, let's go back to that. I can't stress enough about the actual date. Let's examine that. December 31st. Highly doubt it, right? End of the year. That's after Christmas, after Black Friday. I want to say let's put our hopes into summer of 2016. That's what I would be guessing. But if anyone's case in wondering, at E3, June 14th, we'll know what's really going on with Fallout 4. It still should be pretty cool. If you haven't checked out the trailer, check out the trailer. It is really neat. Same exact feel, same exact environment, it seems like. It just seems like it's going to be a classic Fallout game. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome. As far as the new generation consoles, that's all it's going to appear on. PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. It's trying to eliminate the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 so that it can have a better variety of options as far as graphics and as far as space and gaming. You know what I'm saying? Fallout 4 is... So, saying that, alright, Fallout 4 is going to be probably, what, bigger than Fallout 3, you'd think, right? Yes. People are saying it's going to be 2 times bigger, and the DLCs that are coming out are going to be much more expansive towards the storyline and towards the game. Fallout 3 kind of got weird, and New Vegas got really weird with the DLCs, aliens and shit like that. It was cool, but it was still weird and awkward. I'm sorry, Fallout, come on, give us a little bit better than that. You know, Fallout games have always given us a bit of uniqueness. So let's steer more towards that unique and a little bit less of that weird and awkwardness, I would think. Oh, is it going to be online? Is it going to be co-op? Who knows? It's going to be exciting because a lot of people are wanting Fallout 4 to be a co-op game. And since a lot of these console games are coming out, Elder Scrolls Online, Borderlands, Diablo, are coming out with the ways of linking people closer together through the gaming community. Cannot wait for this. You know, there's very few single player games though too. So Fallout 4 probably still would want to have that feeling of you're the only one alive in the world. I don't know yet. We can come to find out. Why don't you email me and let me know about these 2 particular games, Dead Island 2 and Fallout 4. I want to know what you think and what you think it should be inside the video games and what you want coming from the old parts of those video games to come into the new video games. I really, really want to hear from you guys. JC Fuller at jcfuller420@gmail.com, or you can follow me on my Twitch channel, Kill Fuller, or my YouTube. Subscribe, and like I said before, if you subscribe to all my channels and stuff like that, you will get prizes. At the end of this episode, I'm going to have a testing time and to test your comics, knowledge. So stay tuned for that particular thing. All right, now as for the news of Wii U, news time Wii U. We can't forget about Pokemon. Everybody loves Pokemon. Gotta catch them all, right? How many is there now? 1,000 or some shit? I don't fucking know. I can't keep up. All I remember is what? What do we remember about, Pokemon? Game Boy, black and white, big bulky sons of bitches, right? Wait a minute. Red and blue. Scratch the fucking yellow. Red and blue. Before Ash Ketchum, before Pikachu became the fucking mascot of Pokemon, it was just Pokemon. 150 Pokemon. Mewtwo wasn't some spectacular, all-powerful being. He was just a psychic Pokemon. A very powerful one, yeah, but still just a psychic Pokemon. Pokemon Red and Blue, it's coming back, baby! And in a third-person video game on a Wii U. Cannot wait for that game to come out. It's still in development. The release date's still not out. But Pokemon is coming back with the classics, Red and Blue. We get to pick Charizard. We get to pick from Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. Dude! Ah! I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a really cool game. I'm excited. I'm a grown-ass man. I don't give a shit. I'm still going to play the fuck out of that game. Pokemon. Come on. And a classic? Wii U, you have done us a fucking service here. I am so happy. Alright, now, Super Nintendo. Everyone that grew up in the mid-90s remembers Super Nintendo as being a really badass video game console, right? What games do we remember that we played that pretty much we wanted to beat the fuck out of the machine and throw it out the window? It had to do with space. Animals. A fox and some star stuff, and then a frog and a rabbit. Oh yeah, Star Fox. That's right. Star Fox is rumored to come to Wii U. It's gonna be an entire universe that we get to explore and travel and blah 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 blah. It's gonna be kind of cool, right? Wii U, Pokemon Classic, Star Fox Classic. Could these rumors be true? I hope so. I really do. It's going to be fantastic. I mean, honestly, Pokemon has been a very inspirational video game in America, as well as people forgot about Star Fox. I'm sorry. I would love to say that Star Fox is a memorable game, but I'm sorry, a lot of people probably forgot about it. But those true gamers that didn't forget about it, we can only hope that it's going to be probably as hard as the original. And for the original guys that you didn't know or get to play, yeah, that game was fucking hard. Not mentioning once you got past the hard part, yes, finally, it took you days and days and days. Oh fuck, I died! I get to start all over! Ah! Remember those type of games? Well, guess what? We can expect the same thing out of Star Fox if they are coming out with it. I hope so. Pokemon and Star Fox for the Wii U. It's going to be a fantastic thing. But those that aren't into those cartoony, lovey-dovey Wii U gamers, which there is probably a rare amount of you guys out there, there is a game for you that is bloody and gory and all that kind of cool stuff. You play Assassin called Angel Blood. And it's pretty cool from what I hear. The game's premise is like dark, the atmosphere is all dark, and it involves and it highlights the color red in all of their scenery and designs. So it's kind of like when you stab somebody, there's going to be a lot of redness into it. Kind of like the movie 300. They illuminated that redness, that red blood coming out of it. E3 will tell us what really happened as far as Pokemon and Star Fox. Cannot wait for that to happen. I'm really, really concerned about that. Next Monday, I'll keep you guys informed on exactly what's going down as far as those games comes. June video games. Video games in June. Alright. June video games. The Escapist? What is that game? What, it's supposed to come out June 2nd, PS only? Oh, right. You get to play a prisoner, apparently, and you get to break out of prison. Cool. I guess. I don't know. But it's coming out on June 2nd. The Escapist. Kind of is in the title. You know what I'm saying? Deception 4, The Nightmare Princess. This is going to be a PlayStation only game too. It's coming out June 14th. And you get to basically play a princess of the devil while you rescue your father, which is the devil. So that should be pretty cool. It's coming out June 14th. We got Elder Scrolls. Yeah! It's coming out tomorrow. I will be actually Twitch streaming that game at 8 o'clock that night to 4 o'clock in the morning. I cannot wait for that video game. It's going to be a fantastic, awesome opportunity. I will be playing a healer, so if you guys want to join on in, I'll be part of the Evan Hart pack. So that should be pretty cool. Jurassic World is coming out with their own video game. Woohoo! That's coming out June 12th. Yay! Wait a minute. Oh, Lego Jurassic World. Alright, another Lego video game that's dinosaurs. Yay. Cool, good for you guys. We get to play back the classic Jurassic Park game and Lego version. Should be pretty cool. June 12th. I don't really want to elaborate too much on that. Hey, those that like stealing money and creating mayhem and chaos that really don't want to play Grand Theft Auto, why aren't you playing Grand Theft Auto? But you don't want to play Grand Theft Auto, instead, there's another game for you. Payday 2. And guess what? It's coming out with a new edition called the Crime Wave. Payday 2 Crime Wave Edition. That game is going to be coming out with June 16th. Cannot wait for that video game to release. It's going to be pretty badass. You get to play with 4 additional people to basically rob shit. I mean, it's going to be pretty cool. The game is solely based on heists and stealing money and being a criminal. Hence the name Payday Crime Wave Edition. June 16th, cannot wait for that. Batman Arkham Knight, coming out June 23rd. That game is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be the last installation from the gaming it's going to be the last Batman installation game coming out for the consoles for a little while as the Dark Knight series goes. I'm sure they're going to come out with another game that has to do with Superman and Batman for that ridiculously awesome, cool movie. Anyways, Batman Arkham Knights is going to be a dark feel, actually a little bit darker than normal. Arkham Knight is going to be referred to as all Arkham people. It's going to have a little bit darker, twisted version of Scarecrow in it, more twisted version of the Joker. Even Harley Quinn is going to be a little bit more kind of crazy and sadistic, but still fucking hot as hell. Just keep that in mind, guys. Alright, those are the June games that so far that I've been talking about. That if you guys want to, again, email me at jcfuller420@gmail.com, Twitch channel or YouTube to talk about those video games. What else is going to come out? You guys played PlayStation video games and played, Demon Hunters and all that stuff. You do know what I'm talking about when I say you get to play the game with Dante again. That's right. Devil May Cry 4 is supposed to come out June 23rd. That's going to be a badass game. Everyone that didn't play it, you could play a demon hunter. Basically, it's going to be a single-player game that you play as a demon hunter, and you get to kill demons. I mean, that's all you get to do is cool shit. It's going to be better weapons, more armor, more unique, cool relics, and shit like that. It's going to be a pretty intense game. The Devil May Cry series has been a thumbs up in the gaming community because what it has given us, even though it's a single-player video game, it has given us much more exploration and much more customization as far as how we play the video game. And you know what that means when you play those types of video games. Kind of like Call of Duty, but a little bit less dramatization and a little bit more action. It's gonna be a pretty cool game. June 23rd, Devil May Cry 4. It's supposed to come out, I think, with a pre-order surprise for the GameStop. So that's gonna be pretty badass. All right. So just make sure that we have to empty out your fucking. Do not spend all your money on all those video games. I need to talk slower, apparently. The video games isn't the only thing new that's coming out. Add-ons and DLCs are about to come out as well. That is actually going to be pretty cool. That's what we're going to talk about later on into the series, into this episode. I want to stop for a minute and actually congratulate a few members of the gaming community. Well-deserved people in the gaming community, actually. Mario Brothers, Tetris, World of Warcraft, Pong, Pac-Man, and Doom were all named, dubbed Hall of Famers, and for their video game pop culture. Pong influenced the 1970s. Pong, they gave it to it because it influenced into the 1970s. It started the whole pop culture of video games. Pong, everyone knows that. Bink, 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 bink. I mean, everyone remembers that game. The two paddles. 1972 is when it came out, and it stormed it. Everyone loved it. Granted, that was the only thing entertaining for the TV besides actual radio or listening to it or seeing something that's, boring as shit. So kids had another way of actually, doing something. That's Pong. That wasn't the only thing we have to congratulate. Pac-Man took it over the gaming community in 1982, and they shared it, the pop culture influence, with Tetris, which came out in 1984. They collaborated together and created a fantastic video game. Everyone remembers Pac-Man as far as they were in bars, they were at, the mall. Arcades were everywhere with Pac-Man and with Tetris. They stormed the streets with that. They stormed the whole community, cities, everything, even tournaments. Pop culture is probably the lowest term you can give it because it was everywhere. Everywhere you saw, Pac-Man was there. However, during that time, before Pac-Man and Tetris was even considered, the gaming community back then was very, very. It was a hard industry to get into because of a lot of loss of money, and technology was very scarce back then. So what rescued it out of the grave, out of that dirt, out of the ground, out of the hole, was the Super Mario Brothers series. I'm sorry, the Mario Brothers series. The plumber, the good old-fashioned, that good old-fashioned awesome game revived and rejuvenated the gaming community back then. So that is why those three video games so far have won. Those three video games in the 1980s won the pop culture, because if it weren't for them, culture probably wouldn't even exist then. It was a very trying time during those times, especially with technology. World of Warcraft. Oh God, that game was cool. I played it. I enjoyed it. I still play it, a little bit of it. I don't particularly advise you guys to play that game if you're looking for a challenging video game, because that game will not challenge you at all. There is no challenging part of that video game. If you want a game that pretty much goes, hey, here's how you play an MMORPG, that's a pretty cool game to start off with. However, for strategy, it isn't good. Everything is laid out for you. You don't get to level up your swimming. Swimming's already 100. You don't get to work your way to anything. You just level up. That's basically it. And at this point of the video game, 1 through level 80 is almost pointless to go through. They might as well just start you off at level 80 and level you up for 20 levels, because there's really nothing cool to do, and you're pretty much more kept up with, I want to do the end game. World of Warcraft won the pop culture because of how it struck the community. EverQuest before that was a quiet community. They was still big and huge, it was still quiet, even though that was the very first MMORPG to ever come out with that had to do with what it involved. If you're looking for a challenging video game, a challenging MMORPG, that, my friend, is a good game to start off with as well, for as far as, challenging. In that game, they literally plop you up into the world, and you have to level up your swimming. You have to level up everything. Breathing, walking, running, jumping, everything. And it's pretty cool. It's kind of like, that's why I like Elder Scrolls so much, because Elder Scrolls is kind of like the nice in-between of EverQuest and World of Warcraft. It isn't too easy. It isn't too hard. It gives us a fantastic storyline, and multiple storylines at that, and it gives us a pave your own way to the world kind of feel, and I like that. As far as the Hall of Fame pop culture, Doom was the very first-person shooter game to have as many customization as far as weapons, as far as your character, and as far as the game itself. The mods were ridiculous back then for that game. Doom won the Pop Culture Hall of Fame award because of the very first shooter game. So that reached that potential. That's pretty cool. However, certain games didn't make the cut that we probably would want to. Minecraft. We would think that that would actually hit the storms of pop culture. Unfortunately, that didn't make it. It was nominated, but didn't take the cut. As well as Zelda and Space Invaders, they were just left behind. Not enough people supported them because of they didn't think that they held on to the pop culture as long as the other games did. Pokemon, Oregon Trail, and Sonic didn't make the cut. Not even nominated, which kind of is weird because Pokemon, I would think, hit pop culture. But when I talk to people about it, they say, yeah, in Asia, it hit like a storm. In America, for younger kids below 12, it was ridiculous. And then later on, throughout the years, younger kids started getting into World of Warcraft, and older people started getting into Pokemon. And the in-between started getting into both. So that's why now World of Warcraft is more of a pop culture than Pokemon. I guess because it held on to it longer as far as pop culture. Pokemon just kind of waved on to the generations. Oregon Trail. Those that don't remember Oregon Trail, you guys probably do when you were my age. Oregon Trail was a computer game that pretty much you were trying to travel across the great frontier, and you had to survive. You had to have rations. You could get bit by snakes and poison and die. You could starve. There was endless amount of things that could. It's pretty much like that movie that Seth MacFarlane made. 1,000 Ways to Die in the West or whatever. You know it was that good. It was the same quality of that movie is the same quality as that game back then. Unfortunately, it was a decent game to play when you're at school to cheat out of actually doing work in computer labs. If you were my age, but if you're not and you're a little bit younger than me, then you probably don't even remember the fact that you had those video games to even play. I'm sorry. Oregon Trail was a classic, but it did not belong in Pop Culture Hall of Fame. Sonic. That really surprised me too. Sonic won so many awards, not mentioning they have so many anniversary games coming out and about to come out for future gaming consoles. The reason I think they reached pop culture is because, again, it didn't cling on for the arcades as well as for Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis wasn't, it was up and down, and then it disappeared. And then Dreamcast came out with a bunch of lawsuit stuff and jails and blah, blah, legal crap happened. So, we didn't get to have a long run with Sonic. It was more of like skips of time. And the storyline kind of went out of whack with the chaos theory shit. So, sorry Sonic, but you're still as good. You're still a good game. Unfortunately, you're not as good as these Hall of Fame pop culture games. Again, you can email me at jcfuller420@gmail.com to have an input on this. You know, what you would think belonged in the Hall of Fame or what belongs in your generation Hall of Fame pop culture. There's a lot of video games out there that are taking the storm and the gaming community by storm, and it's actually pretty cool what you guys respond to and what you guys really think. I'm always willing to hear you guys' thoughts. I love it so much. As far as what's coming out with next and other news, we're about to talk about DLCs. The Witcher 3 is coming out with a free DLC. Oh my god. Wait. You said free? Free! As well as GTA is coming out with their next new exciting DLC. Is it free? It's free? It's free. It's free. It's free. It's freaking free! And it's going to be a fantastic video game. I cannot wait. I'm pretty ecstatic. So, make sure you stay tuned for that. We're going to go on a commercial break. So, when we come back, we're going to talk about the DLCs. We're going to talk about China's new development and new MMORPGs. And we're going to be talking about Twitch partners that you could be playing with that have a lot of influence in the gaming community that really could use your help, and you could use their help. So, here we go. Commercials. DLCs. Alright, welcome back, guys. DLCs. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. That's going to be a pretty cool game. It's going to have a free DLC every week, starting next week. It's going to be pretty decent. So far, week 3, they have announced Nilfgaardian armor, and a epic crossbow set coming out week 3. That's pretty badass. As far as week of the June 15th, two new expansions are coming out with it. A mission called Fool's Gold and a Ballads Heroes Neutral Gwent card set. A card game coming out, which is going to be pretty dope sauce. Hell yeah. As well as Fool's Gold, which is going to be just like the missions that they came out with missing miners. Witcher 3 is a very interesting game. It's basically you get to fight mystical creatures, you get to witness mystical things, mythology. It's always pretty cool to experience and play video games. If you guys have any other questions about it, or if you guys want to watch or experience the game without actually paying for it and curious about it, you need to check out Shadow Hunter 11654. That's again Shadow Hunter 11654 on Twitch, and he's going to show you what the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt will provide you, and he's experiencing it too. So if you tune in now, you get to see what he's accomplished as far as the game and what you can accomplish in the beginning of the games. Next on the line of DLCs, Dragon Age Inquisition. Dragon Age Inquisition is going to be a pretty decent game. The add-on is going to be a pretty decent addition to the game. Dragon Age Inquisition didn't really catch my eye. Only reason is because there's customization, but customization for characters that they already laid out for you. Granted, Elder Scrolls is going to be semi like that, but at least I'll get to provide my character with skill sets that are different from someone else's. I like to play games that make me different. Even The Witcher provides the community with a little bit of variety of customization. They say they pride themselves in customization with this game. Don't be fooled. If you like your makeup, your lip gloss, or your eyeliner colors, then you'll love this game. Dragon Age Inquisition's first DLC came out in March. It was called The Jams of Hakan? I don't know. That expansion came out with new armor, new weapons, even some new villains, even a new range called Frostback Basin. This content's crossover able to play through PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, so you can play with the old consoles if you don't want to buy this new console game. So that's pretty cool. The second DLC was released on May 1st. It came out with the multiplayer DLC, Dragon Slayer, with a couple new maps too, from what I understand. That's pretty decent, multiplayer maps. That's cool. So if you're into a single-player based game and you want to play it in multiplayer as far as PvP, that should be pretty interesting for you. You'll like that game. The DLC also came out with the Black Emporium. That is basically the in-game store. So May 1st, they also came out with Dragon Age Inquisition's in-game store to buy in-game stuff. As far as customization for your character, I think new missions and stuff like that. Some more weapons and armor. Some unique stuff that you couldn't get throughout the game. Mirror of Transformation was also created during that time, and that's to what? Customize your eyeliner, lip gloss, or your fucking powder in your cheeks. Yay! That's cool. I'm not knocking on that game because of the customization. I'm knocking on that game because I think they could have done better especially with the previous storylines that they had. This game still gave us a unique storyline, just like the first and second one. It just wasn't eye catcher or a jaw dropper like the old one. I'm sorry guys, but you can do better than that. I think I probably expect a little bit too much out of video games. Nowadays, I'm paying $60 for this video game, so I kind of want to make sure I get my money's worth, not just for game time play. I shouldn't have to feel like I have to play 60 hours of the game to get $60 worth of the video game. So that's another issue I have when I'm looking into video games. The new DLCs for Dragon Age Inquisition is about to come out, so stay tuned for that. Make sure that you tune in on next Monday to find out the official dates on that. Dragon Age Inquisition. It's a really good game if you like medieval times, mythology, and hack 'em and slash 'em, and a little bit of strategy in between. You'll like this video game. It's also a really good game to have like ooh, that looks pretty. You know, it really does. Graphics are outstanding. And it's very sharp and smooth. I guess Deep Silver can learn a lot from them. I don't fucking know. Alright. GTA Online! Even a GTA DLC coming out that has this single player section in it. Yes, finally. You know, the new DLC is coming out with new weapons, new stuff. Even I saw on a picture I'm sorry, on a picture that it showed on a gun the coil, much like Telsa coil, as in electric cars. So that makes me want to think that, just like, you know, what I read about, makes me want to think that, a laser gun, or an electrocute gun, that's going to be pretty sweet and badass. Cannot wait for that. So, I mean, Rockstar is finally catering to the psychopath, you know, gamers that have loved Grand Theft Auto Online so much. And it's a badass DLC. It's going to be badass. Also, what I've been hearing about, rumors are coming out that it's actually going to be, also coming out, is a casino. I actually traveled through Grand Theft Auto and witnessed a casino, and the sign said coming soon. That makes me want to think, casino games about to come out, maybe in this DLC, who knows? We can only hope. Even more, the Heist have given us so much. If you're not familiar with it, you basically get to go through a series of setups. Usually it's, I think it's either 4 or 5 setups. It's pretty cool. At the end, there's a heist for initial money. You get to have 4 people to choose, 4 people to invite. There's no matchmaking in it. You basically have to send out invites to get it, or find 4 people that are really good at the game to play with you if you want to play competitively. It's a pretty cool game. You put money in before you start the setups, and each setup, the people that your accomplices basically get the money for each completed setup. You get no money until the heist. The heist, you get to choose who gets what and where. If I was you, I would always leave yourself with just a little bit more than the people with the setups. Only reason because they're getting money through the setups. You don't. So, and this is all about you, and you put your money down too. All right, they didn't. You put your money down. So, I mean, just think about that a little bit. And also, don't forget about them. They deserve a little bit less than $1. You know what I'm saying? So the Heists have given us so much as far as video games and as far as gameplay and Grand Theft Auto. However, I wish there was a little bit better matchmaking involved. Don't join a heist. Don't troll the heists. Please do not do that. We want actual people to actually play the video game. I've been experiencing a lot of people in this community that just want to jack off. I'm sorry, guys. You need to fucking get your heads out of your asses and play this video game and get serious. Those that want to get serious, there is a guy, Asob102. He plays PlayStation 4, GTA all the time. Asob102. He's a very competitive and sometimes a bit aggressive on video games. But who isn't when it comes down to it, especially when it's irritating when we can't find really good players to play with, or actually just, competent players. I know that the game's psychotic and you're supposed to be playing a crazy lunatic kind of thing. However, it is a heist, and if you want to make money, time to, grow some freaking balls and just fucking play the god freaking game. Alright. Telsa coils, electric stuff, new cars with even cool ass doors, badass mansions gonna be probably involved with this thing. New helicopters, new stuff, new content. Over thousands of hundreds of tens of missions and weapons and cars and missions and cars and stuff. And, of course, some clothes are also going to be presented in Grand Theft Auto Online. Cannot wait for that. If you do not know or kind of hesitant and wanting to get this game and try out, and you want to check out NoobSauce88, zeros instead of O's. He's usually Twitch playing the Grand Theft Auto add-on, and I think he's going to be doing it the day it comes out, which, by the way, if you guys were wondering, June 10th is when it's going to release. However, June 12th through June 14th, it's going to come out with bonus RP and bonus money So those that want to get that, you better be actually trying to, you know, play the fucking game by then, because they're coming out with double experience points and double money. Yes, everyone that needs to catch up, now's the time to catch up. June 10th, Wednesday is when it's going to go out in public. So you gotta check it out. Noob Sauce 88, zeros instead of O's, if you want to check out the Twitch channel. Also, if you want to email me, jcfuller420@gmail.com, to know what you guys think about the new add-ons, or if you want to know or hook up with me and my friends to do some heists and to get caught up yourself, then go ahead and email me and message me. Also, Kill Fuller is my PlayStation tag, so you can always check out that stuff and what I'm playing. And my Twitch channel, of course, Kill Fuller. Subscribe to YouTube so you can get guaranteed runs on all these video games as well, and the rundown on a lot of cool news stuff. Let's not forget the action-packed, get over here, video game, Mortal Kombat. What's in this? Golly. Mortal Kombat! Yeah, that's right. Oh, man. Wait. Who was that chick that we all played? Ah, man. We're getting back into the classic, guys. That's right. Mortal Kombat X is coming out with the Tanya pack, also known as the Classic Pack 1. It's going to come out with a lot of new cool stuff. It's coming out June 9th. It's going to be badass. At the same time, Elder Scrolls is coming out, so a little bit of competition. The first DLC, don't forget, Jason was in there. It was called the Ultimate Horror Pack. And in the future, is there going to be a Predator video? I mean, a Predator guy in Mortal Kombat? Predator versus Jason? What? Fucking count me in, dude. Come on! So yes, and also a little rumor spreading around that if you guys don't know what trimmers are, that's right, trimmers is actually coming to the Mortal Kombat. How's that gonna work? I don't fucking know. Can't wait. Predator, trimmers, Jason mixed with Tanya, mixed with all these freaking stuff. Arrgh! It's gonna be intense. I can't wait. Cool. It's going to be intense. The first expansion pack was called the Ultimate Horror Pack. The second one was the Classic Pack 1 that's about to come out June 9th. Tanya and a couple more skins for other people. The third expansion pack was called the Prey Pack, which obviously is going to be about the Predator, and a little bit more skins for the the previous characters that we had. The fourth one is the Classic Pack 2, which is going to come out with the Trimmer, and as well as new skins. The final DLC for Mortal Kombat, they said that it's going to come out with an expansive story missions. That's going to be badass, since the prior Mortal Kombat gave us basic storylines, fight, 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 fight. They said this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to provide you with just a little bit more of a world feel into it, so I can't wait to see what that has to do with it. Mortal Kombat X is a fantastic and really graphic, ripping game. If you like even creating your own fatalities, they can offer that. That game is a pretty badass game. I'm going to admit, I've never officially played it. However, I've watched tons of people that play that game. I've experienced it, talked to people about reviews. It is a fantastic video game. Well worth the $60 to play. However, if you like a game that's forever changing and that you don't do the same thing over and over again, I'm sorry, that is not the game for you. It is unfortunately the basic fighting game like Street Fighter. It is just one-on-one or two-on-two. It is still a fighting game, a street level fighting game, and they're going back to the basics as far as what the gameplay is going to provide us, as well as what it's going to look like. I can't wait to check out the Tanya pack. China games. China's coming out with a lot of video games that have to do with MMORPGs. Especially a lot of video games that they never really got to experience themselves. One of which, the great franchise Borderlands. They never got a chance to play any of the Borderlands because they never got a copy of China. I'm sure they got the American, version of it. They didn't get their own version of it. So that is, it's not what I think of it, by the way, but that's pretty intense, right? And even my body is getting involved with this. Borderlands Online is going to be a PC/mobile game. That's right, mobile. In China, they all rely on internet cafes, so PCs and mobile devices is all they got to play with, so they had to make it compatible for what China wants and needs to play on these games. It is going to be a free online video game that has to pick between 4 playable characters: the Mercenary, the Fire Charming, the Dragon, and the Wind Hunter. aka the Commando, the Siren, the Assassin, and the Berserker. So we all know and all can get the feel of it. That's basically what their skill sets are going to be like. A lot of influences are coming from the original Borderlands. So forget the second one in the pre-sequel even happened. It's more or less about a new villain, kind of like Jack, but a little bit different and a little bit more clean cut than him. And probably a little bit more professional, it seems like, too. He's less crazy, it looks like. But the game is supposed to be an open world on Pandora. So don't expect this game to leave off where Borderlands 2 in the pre-sequel left off. Again, China never got the other games, so they never got to experience it. So they're making their version of Borderlands. Hell, it might not even be catering to the same idea as Borderlands, the initial feel of it. However, the animation is going to be the same. Customization is pretty intense. You can even make your own guns. That is cool. China has always come out with competitive video games, especially video games that have been epic and very, very trying to play and very strategic. You know, they have made complicated games. And Borderlands, what I've seen about it, it's pretty simple compared to what most games they've come out with, especially for being a mobile device game. Borderlands is going to be basically a set. The storyline premise, starting off, is basically a set where you're in space and you're in a transportation going to Metropolitan, a city on Pandora. And basically something happens and you blow up before you get there and you crash land on a small little town. So you get to experience just a little bit more the Borderlands environment. They said that's going to be different. It's obviously going to be during the summertime or the springtime or some shit like that, during the hot weather, so we can see that. It's pretty cool to see China dipping their hands into what they believe could be a better game. Borderlands Online is going to be a pretty sweet game. The open beta comes out this month for China. Like I said before, do not get the idea that this game is going to come out to America anytime soon. It's still in a progressing stage for China. As far as America going to get it, I don't know. I wouldn't doubt that they would keep it all to themselves, since we kept ours to ourselves, Borderlands Online still is going to be a China-based game, so if you want to try that out, you can always go online and try out the game. Call of Duty Online, Activision and Tencent is coming out with a free-to-play Modern Warfare video game. Just like Borderlands, none of the other Modern Warfares ever happened. They only got Modern Warfare 1. So it's going to leave off where Modern Warfare is, the same timeline, same premise and everything. Except their guns, armor, vehicles, everything's based what the Chinese market has, not USA influences. So their guns and stuff like that is coming from the market of China, not from America. So it's not going to be the same guns. Some of them are going to be the same, obviously, but it's going to be a little bit different. Hey, who knows? America might even be the bad guys. We don't really know yet. Call of Duty Online, can't wait to see how that's going to work out as far as cooperation and as far as what's different about it to make it online. Is it going to be an MMORPG? Is it going to be an open world? Is it going to be just like the old ones, or just a new title? We don't know just yet. Not enough people and not enough things. It's still in a progressing stage of the video game. Also, coming out with Tencent video games is Monster Hunter Online. Those don't know, are not familiar with Monster Hunter. Basically, Monster Hunter is where you get to capture monsters and take abilities from them. It's a big world, and it's pretty progressing. It's a pretty badass game, Monster Hunter. I played it back in the day. Or mid-90s I played it, and it's a pretty cool game. I liked it. Unfortunately, Pokemon did take the gaming community by storm during that time, so Pokemon was more or less my main attraction. Monster Hunter Online, China's making it, and they said that players will get to explore an expansive world, unlike the other games where it was kind of limited. This game is not going to be limited. Also, you get to experience other players, and you get to have a PvP moment too. That's kind of cool, something a little bit different that the Monster Hunter Online is going to give us. Can't wait, because it's going to be pretty intense. Now, all these games in China are going to be based in China. They're going to come out in China. So, as far as expecting them to come out in America, sorry guys, let's not get our hopes up, alright? Anyways, Star Wars Battlefront. Oh my god. Yeah, Star Wars Battlefront. that game is going to be unbelievable. Battlefield, but now let's break this game down. Star Wars Battlefront. Now, we all remember the original Battlefront. Space fights was in there, land fights was in there, planet fighting. It was a pretty cool, badass game. Now, let's talk this game. Newer generation. DICE is developing this video game, and they've already announced no space battles. No space battles. Okay. So, and they've also announced that it's not going to be it's going to be basically based off of the 2009 Battlefield game. What? So, DICE is making another Battlefield video game, and it's basically going to be about Battlefield, and it should be still pretty decent. I can't wait for it. It is supposed to come out later this year, November 17th for America and November 19th for Europe. Battlefield is coming out with a DLC, a free DLC for a pre-order purchase. Now, that kind of makes me worried, because that tells me that they're relying on their already big fan base to buy the video game and not even give us any, and this is before giving us any gameplay footage. So they're expecting us to already buy this video game. I'm sorry, DICE. We're not an idiot, are we? I mean, come on, guys. We have to say, no space battles, limited customization, and as far as a lot of articles, I don't know what the fascination with purple stormtroopers is, but you can't make them. I wasn't going to make a purple stormtrooper, but I was going to make a pretty badass stormtrooper if I had the chance, and they are limiting me on those options. That kind of sucks. And it's basically what I've been hearing about, another Hardline sequel. It's going to be just like Hardline. The maps are going to be significantly smaller than most Battlefield maps. But, again, these are all speculations. I just want a Battlefield, Battlefront, I want a Battlefield, Battlefront game. You know, I mean, big, expansive maps, making a difference every step of the way, things to do all the time, still the Star Wars feel. I want that, you know, I want all that stuff. And they are trying to give it to us. So DICE, here's to good luck, guys. To, you know, give me, yeah! I can't wait for it to come out. Star Wars Battlefront, and actually, they're gonna have a lot of influences as far as planets, technology, and a lot of stuff to go along with the movie Star Wars Force Awakens. So, the new Star Wars movie is going to have a little bit of influence for the new Battlefield video game, Star Wars Battlefront. Cannot wait for this video game to come out November 17th for America and November 19th for Europe. It's going to be badass! Cannot wait! Alright, now for the nitty-gritty stuff. Let's talk about Twitch users. Twitch users are people that play professionally, and that they try to make a living off of it, or just for your enjoyment and to help you guys out as much as possible. Now, as far as what I think, I'm going to hook you guys up with some Twitch people that I think that you guys should follow and subscribe to, because it's well worth it, because they've been helping out thousands, not hundreds, but thousands of already growing gamers that are really, really, really willing to, you know, not be backpacks, but wanting to play the video game and enjoy it with them. Like I said before, I'm trying to connect the already huge gaming community together. We are a big giant tree. Unfortunately, none of the branches connect, and that's my job, is I want all of our fucking leaves to connect. And it will eventually. With y'all's help, especially if you guys subscribe to me and I can spread the word out even more, then yeah, we can make a big difference in this. Twitch users, to play or to watch. Alright? AUNNEST. Again, AUNNEST. Honest usually plays Call of Duty. He likes to play that game. It's a fantastic video game, and he's really, really good at it. Check out the new highlight he actually has on that game, and and he does a really good job. On point. You gotta check it out. He usually calls things out. I like the titles. I love how he plays. Even the commentary is pretty humorous. So check him out. Call of Duty, any of the Call of Duty games he plays, you gotta check him out. Danielle 13901. Again, that's Danielle 13901. She plays Borderlands, GTA, Super Smash Bros, and Animal Crossing. You gotta check her out. She's willing to help you guys out too. She's very dedicated in the gaming community and has helped out thousands of people. You gotta give her a shout out. You gotta give her, you know, just jump on in and say, "What's up, girl? Kill4 told me about you." let's fucking play, you know? And she's really cool with that. Alright, we got Little Automaton. Little, L-I-T-T-L-E, Auto, A-U-T-O, Maton, M-A-T-O-N. Automaton, Little Automaton. She plays Grand Theft Auto and Destiny video games. So if you're looking for a Crota End or a Prison of Elders, you know, in-game experience of a lifetime, check her channel out, Little Automaton. She's a slash psychopath slash space traveling fiend shooting aliens and shit. She's fucking badass. Check her out. Go on her go on her Twitch and be like, "What's up?" All right. We also have Carnage, C-O-H-H-C-A-R-N-A-G-E. It's again Carnage, C-O-H-H-C-A-R-N-A-G-E. And he plays The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt right now. He plays a lot of other video games too. You gotta check out his Twitch channel. He's pretty cool. He's helped out a lot of people. But if you want to get in depth into The Witcher, he's definitely a person to watch because he's already experienced into the game and he's experienced into the gaming community like The Witcher games. So you gotta check him out. He knows what he's talking about. He's a very, 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 very helpful person as far as the Twitch community gives us. We also have I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. It is F-O-R-S-E-N-L-O-L. Anyways, he plays Hearthstone. Sorry, he plays Hearthstone, and he's very competitive with it. It's pretty unique. All right. The reason why I was laughing is because we were getting into conversations about Star Wars. That made me think about Star Wars. Now, South Park made a very, very funny episode about, it was like Pandemic Part 2. I forgot, but it was Pandemic Part 2, and they made fun of it by saying that that George Lucas and Steven Spielberg basically screwed up the Crystal Skull, which they did. Anyways, very, very stupid. Anyways, a lot of people are very scared that J.J. Abrams might have that same effect onto the already booming movie community with Lucasfilms. So Disney knows what they're doing. Let's expect the same kind of dramatization as we expected from Star Trek / Pirates of the Caribbean. So we're going to expect probably a lot of big stars into it as well as the old characters. Of course, Harrison Ford's going to be playing into it. I was just picturing Harrison Ford, as old as he is. Why doesn't Chewbacca have gray hair? That's what I was thinking just a second ago. And that's what made me laugh about it, because it's like, wait a minute, Harrison Ford's got gray hair. Why doesn't Chewie have gray hair? I don't know. Anyways, that movie is supposed to come out and it's supposed to be pretty cool. Alright guys, I want to take this time and just thank everyone for watching this channel and helping me out. Subscribe to me. You get so much cool, you have a chance to win really cool shit. Right now, I get to ask you guys 3 important questions. You have until noon on June 9th to actually answer these questions to get the 5 comics, free 5 comics. Again, you email me the answers at jcfuller420@gmail.com. That's if you know the answers, See how excited I am? I'm burping again. Alright. What was the name of Loki, the god of chaos's son? His real name, guys. I don't want none of that bullshit name, okay? You guys know what I'm talking about. His real fucking name. Who was meant to lead Alpha Flight originally? The original Alpha Flight, the Canadian Avengers. Alright? Who was supposed to be their first leader? During the Civil War, what superhero was caught in the middle? And why was he caught in the middle? Elaborate on who it was and what happened to him because he got caught in the middle, and why he got caught in the middle and all that. Explain to me why you think that hero got caught in the middle, so to speak. Answer these 3 questions. Email me again at jcfuller420@gmail.com. You can follow me at Twitch, my Twitch channel, Kill Fuller's Crazy Channel. Prizes at the end of the week. If you answer all these questions right, or even participate in this trivia, you have a chance to put your name in a slot at the grand prize at the end of the week, which I'll be labeling and telling everybody at Saturday night. And I'll be announcing the winner on a live event on Sunday morning. So pretty sure that you guys need to stay tuned for that shit. Thank you guys again for watching. This means so much to me that you guys are helping me out. I know I'm a little insane sometimes, but I love the fact that I can talk about video games and the fact that people listen to me about video games. And I want to talk to you guys about video games, so please email me, follow me, subscribe, do anything you guys need to do. I want to know your thoughts, as well as tomorrow's episode, the top 10 video games. This week it's going to be the top 10 MMORPGs. I'm going to give you a hint. Normally it would be the obvious, and now because of the fans I've been asking, it's not so obvious, and it's not too late. I stopped the tallies at midnight tonight. Alright, so email me jcfuller420@gmail.com just so you can actually give me some input on what you think the #1 slot should be as far as MMORPGs, and that goes for any console, computer game, whatever. MMORPGs, not RPGs, but MMORPGs. I want to know what you guys think about all those things. Remember to stay tuned for Tuesday. Follow me, email me, do what you guys need to do. I love you guys, hate you guys, whatever the fuck. I farted in the beginning of it. Excuse me, what the fuck ever. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have a good time. Bye-bye.